Alright, today we're paying a revisit to this 48-inch Encon Crompton-Greaves High Breeze Classic Series, dating sometime around the early 1980s. Finished in white and brass, paired with a set of white wood blades arch tip, with a blade pitch of around 10 or 11 degrees. Coming on top here, we got a J-hook mount with a plastic two-piece canopy on both top and bottom. As you can see, they're a bit yellowed from age. There's the Encon tag there on the top, model 1200 millimeter, which is the metric size equivalent to this fan. And there is the Crompton-Greaves tag there with the same information. So my original video of this fan was done around 10 years ago. Got this from a fellow collector from Florida. I've always been, of course, on the hunt for one of these at the time, so this one popped up for sale from him, so I whipped it up. I actually ended up buying my other 4 Crompton-Greaves fans off of him over the years as well. I've only had a handful of encounters with these locally, and they don't really seem very common here in Southwest Ohio. So yeah, this is called the Classic Series. We've recently discovered model names for these fans. So the Classic Series was the basic, no provisions for a light or any kind of attachments on the bottom. Encon was probably one of the first importers to the U.S. market. I think these started being sold in the U.S. in the mid-1970s. The very early ones used a stepped metal upper canopy, and they evolved into that shape there later on, and I think they evolved later on into those plastic canopies that you see. This one's a little bit later because of those canopies, and it also has a stamped steel motor yoke to it. The older ones were made of cast iron. The motor itself is cast aluminum. But yeah, these things, you can get all kinds of different options for these. You had metal blade options. You had cane blade options. Of course, different attachment for lights. Ornate coverings on the bottom, which plays into those model names. The ornate ones were called the Calcutta. The ones that had a single globe fitter with a schoolhouse globe was called the Deco. And they also had one with a round globe fitter as well, called something else. And I think the 3-blade industrial versions were just called the Standard, I believe, if my memory serves correctly. But yeah, these are quite customizable, so there's a bunch of different variations of these out there. So for purposes of testing, we're using a period correct Encon wall control. Likely would have been, this is not original to this fan, but one just like that would have been probably included with the fan when it was sold new. So let's jump in and start it up here on low. And pardon my kludgy mounting up there. I'm missing the rubber bushing on the down rod for the J-hook mount, so it's a little bit kludgy. It's not going to fall or anything, just not proper. Bit of wobble and startup, but it will straighten out. That buzz you hear is the choke coil and the regulator buzzing, showing signs of age. So on the low speed here, we're cruising at around 35 RPM. Pretty nice low speed for this fan, knowing how fast these things typically go. The fan itself does make a hum, likely from that lack of rubber bushing there for the J-hook. So here's medium low. Medium low, we're cruising at around 120, 125 RPM. Take it to medium. On medium, we're cruising at around 170 RPM. Take it to medium high. Right here, we're cruising at around 250 RPM. And full blast. High speed here, we're cruising around 295 RPM. So yeah, quite fast. Pretty good performing fan, as you would expect. Motor still makes a hum to it, as you probably can hear. Likely due to the, as aforementioned, lack of insulating grommet there for the J-hook. Not really absorbing the sound very well as it should. But other than that, very smooth running fan. Bearings are still in good shape after all these years. But this fan really hasn't been used much over in around 10 years since I've owned it. So that's all I got for this one. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video of this 48-inch white and brass Encon Crompton-Greaves High Breeze Classic Series ceiling fan from the early 1980s. Stay cool. Take care. Peace.